You think they didn't notice. You think they're still guessing. Look closer. Every eye in the room is watching now. Every subtle twitch, every hesitation, they're all waiting for your next move. But here's the secret. They already know. Yes, they've felt it creeping, slicing through their doubt. That last move of yours, that one small, calculated strike, it changed everything. It didn't whisper, it screamed. And in that scream, they realize something chilling. You're not just playing the game, you own it. And deep down, they're terrified. It wasn't luck. Nah, it could never be luck. Every step you've taken, every quiet choice no one applauded, every shadow you disappeared into, it built this moment. And now, it's in your hands. They see it, they feel it. You've set the board, tilted the scales, and they're powerless to stop it. They're frozen, wondering how someone so precise, so patient, could be so untouchable in their subtlety. And yet, here you are, breathing, smiling, calculating the chaos you've left behind with cold, elegant precision. Do you feel it? That tension, thick enough to choke? That electric pause before the world finally catches up to your rhythm? That's their fear talking. That's the weight of their realization pressing down. Every doubt they had about you shattered. Every underestimation obliterated. You moved like a shadow, with intent, and now even the boldest can't ignore it. They're staring at the evidence of your mind, your will, your strategy, and deep inside, they know they can't touch what they didn't see coming. But here's the real thrill. The delicious, almost cruel part. They can't guess your next move. Not really. They think they can, but they're blind. Every step you take is calculated, deliberate. Every pause, every glance, every reaction is a silent message. I am in control. And control is a game few ever master. You've mastered it. And they've just realized it. That shiver they feel down their spine, that is respect, fear, recognition, all bundled in one inescapable truth. Now, lean in closer. Feel the moment. That rush, that cold clarity, that's not random. That's precision. That's focus. That's you. And once they see it, once they feel it, they can't unsee it. Your last move, the one they laughed at, ignored, or underestimated, has made the impossible inevitable. And from here, everything changes. Your story doesn't just continue, it dominates. And they're trapped in the shadow of it, forced to watch as you define the rules they thought they understood. They're still reeling. Their minds are tangled, trying to decode what they just saw. Every move you make now isn't just action, it's a statement. A message they can't ignore. They think they've got you figured out, but the truth is you've already stepped 3 moves ahead. And while they stumble in confusion, you're orchestrating the next scene like a conductor of controlled chaos. Precision isn't just skill, it's your weapon. See, most people play life like it's a board game. Predictable, safe, slow. But not you. You thrive in the cracks, in the spaces they overlook, in the moments they dismiss. They underestimated the patience behind your calm. They misjudged the storm behind your smile. And now, they're awake, forced to watch, forced to respect, forced to reckon with someone who doesn't just react, but preempts. Every glance you throw, every pause you take, it's a chess move. They can't touch it. They can't predict it. And oh, they hate that they can't. Here's where it gets beautiful. The fear, the admiration, the awe. It's all a mirror reflecting your power. Not raw brute force. Not luck. Not chance. Control, timing, awareness. Every subtle choice compounds. Every quiet, unnoticed decision stacks like a mountain until the weight of it collapses around anyone who thought they could keep pace. And the best part? They don't even realize how far behind they've fallen until it's too late. Now, imagine this. You've set the stage, and they are actors unaware of their lines. Every move they attempt is a misstep. Every strategy they think will challenge you falls into your hands. You turn it over, examine it, and fold it into your plan without breaking a sweat. Elegance in motion. And in that elegance, in that precision, lies a terrifying truth. You are the one defining the game. And once they see it, once they feel it, there's no going back. The moment of reckoning is near. The tension, thick and heavy, pulls at the air between you and them. Their uncertainty is your fuel. Their doubt is your tool. And your last move, that wasn't just strategy. It was revelation. It told them everything, that you are focused, calculated, and unyielding. That they can't intimidate you. That you decide the pace, the rules, the outcome. And now, they know. They know that your mind is a labyrinth they cannot navigate. Step into that awareness. Own it. Let the thrill of control, the power of foresight, and the clarity of precision sink in. Let it sharpen your senses, heighten your focus, and ignite your ambition. Because this is where winners separate themselves from the rest. This is where you take what they never imagined you could. This is where your moves aren't just seen, they are feared, respected, and remembered. So the board is set, the pieces are in place, and all that remains is the next move. And that move, it's yours. Every eye on you, every breath held, every doubt evaporating under the weight of your resolve. Watch carefully. They won't see it coming. But you already know the ending, and it's magnificent. This is it. The air is thick. The eyes are on you. Every doubt they carried has burned away, leaving nothing but raw, naked truth. No distractions, no illusions. Just you and the power of a mind that doesn't stop, doesn't waver, doesn't apologize. Feel that pulse? That surge? That's the moment they realize you're not playing by their rules. You never were. Your last move was a statement. Their shock was proof. But now it's time to escalate. You take the invisible threads of control, twist them, pull them taut, and watch the world respond to your touch. Every hesitation they had is gone. Every miscalculation of you revealed. And you're calm, detached, predatory in your focus, not cruel, precise. Every action, every glance, every pause, it lands exactly where it needs to, leaving them scrambling in your wake. Do you see it? The fear, the awe, that's respect. Hard-earned, cold, undeniable, and it tastes like power. But here's the secret. They never fully understand it. They can feel it. They can react to it. but they can't predict it. That is yours. That is the space you dominate. And it begins here, right now, with this move, with this clarity, with this understanding that nothing, no hesitation, no outside noise can shake the vision you've built. The stage is yours. The pieces move, but you are the hand behind them. Every glance at you is a question, every reaction a confession. They underestimated you. Every step they take is a concession. Every word they speak is proof that your strategy, your presence, is absolute. And in that truth, you find freedom, you find strength, you find the thrill of knowing that the world bends, not by force, but by your foresight. So step forward, claim it, own it. Your last move has convinced them, not just of your skill, of your intent, of your focus, of your inevitability. They know now that you are here to dominate, not just survive, that the game changes the moment you decide it does. Smile at it, because every fear, every doubt, every challenge that once stood before you is now yours to command. And they will remember this day, not with hatred, but with awe. And that's the point. Every move you make leaves a mark. Every choice reshapes reality. Every calculated step confirms one truth. You are the architect of the next chapter. And this chapter, it belongs to you. Now the dust has settled. The echoes of your last move still hang in the air. Listen to it. That silence, that's their realization. They're caught, they're frozen. And you are moving forward while they are stuck in the wake of your actions. But here's the secret no one tells you. Power isn't in the chaos you leave, it's in the control you maintain. The next move isn't just yours to make. It's your statement to the world. Think about it. Every moment before now, every misstep they made, every underestimation they were preparing you, every doubt they had sharpened your focus. Every hesitation they forced upon you hardened your resolve. It's almost poetic. The lesson is clear. Your mastery comes not from chance, but from seeing, anticipating, and acting while everyone else is blind to the rules. And this is your moment. Step into it fully. Command your mind. Predict the reactions you want to see. Shape the outcomes you intend. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for opportunity. Create it. Build it. Let every calculated move, every small decision, ripple outward until the world bends to your design. They will watch, they will react, and they will understand, far too late, that you are the one directing the course. So take it. Take the control, the precision, the insight that only you can wield. Your last move proved what you are capable of. But this next phase is proof of who you can become. You are not reacting. You are orchestrating. You are not surviving. You are mastering. And when the smoke clears, when the whispers of doubt vanish, there will only be one undeniable truth. You made it happen. Remember this. Every calculated step matters. Every silent strategy counts. Every glance, every pause, every seemingly insignificant choice can tip the scales. And when they finally realize the depth of your plan, the subtlety of your execution, the brilliance of your foresight, it will be too late. They will know only one thing. You were always 2 steps ahead. always. And that knowledge, that's yours alone. Guard it, own it, dominate with it. This is the moment that separates the spectators from the creators. The board is no longer theirs, it's yours. Every move you've made, every calculated pause, every glance that seemed meaningless has led to this. They remember your last move, they remember the fear, they remember the awe. But you remember the power, and power isn't given, it's taken. Do you feel it? That pulse? That thrill that courses through your veins when you realize no one else can dictate your pace? That's the feeling of inevitability. That's the confirmation that you are no longer a participant in the game. They are. Every strategy they had, every plan they whispered in secret, falls apart under the weight of your foresight. Legacy is built in moments like this. Every small, unnoticed decision compounds until the world bends to your vision. Every glance, every silent calculation, every last move becomes a mark, a statement, a shadow they can't escape. And when they look back, they won't just remember your action, they'll remember the presence behind it. Your mind, your clarity, your control. Step forward. Take it. Own it. Let the world see you, not just as a player, but as a force. A force they cannot predict, cannot challenge, and cannot deny. Every fear, every doubt, every moment of hesitation you've faced has led to this. Absolute authority over your narrative, your game, your reality. And now the final truth hits. They will never forget you. Not the moves, not the chaos, not the dominance. They will remember the shadow you cast, the mind that orchestrated it, and the unstoppable clarity that defined you. And that, my friend, is the ultimate victory. Not in winning once, not in striking fear once, but in leaving a mark so precise, so deliberate, so unforgettable, that they can never question your mastery again. Now it's no longer about observation. The stage is set. The board is clear. The pieces are yours. Every shadow you've moved through, every hesitation you've conquered, every last calculated step, it all leads here. And here, you don't wait. You strike. You act. You dominate. Feel that pulse? That rush that tightens your focus and sharpens your senses? That is the call. The world won't bend itself to your will. The game won't adjust unless you command it. Every step you take from now on must be deliberate, precise, intentional. Every glance, every word, every move is a strategy. And the stakes? This is your challenge. Stop hiding in the shadows of doubt. Stop letting hesitation dictate your path. Step into the space you've already earned. They fear it. They admire it. But most importantly, they will follow it. And why wouldn't they? Because every action you take now proves that you are not just alive in the game, you control it. So make it count. Make it unforgettable. Let every move resonate. Let every choice leave its mark. Let the echo of your last move guide the next. And when they try to catch up, they won't. They can't. Because you've mastered not only the board, not only the strategy, but yourself. And here's the truth. Action separates the legends from the spectators. They can watch, they can whisper, they can doubt, but nothing changes the fact that the next move is yours. Always yours. And when it lands exactly as intended, they'll remember, they'll respect, They'll fear the clarity, the control, the precision you've wielded all along. Aha, dude. What they did to you, unforgivable. They crossed the line, didn't they? You gave loyalty and they gave betrayal? Nah, that's war. They thought you'd break. Oh wow, but you're still standing. They laughed at your pain. Yeah, they mocked your scars. But here's the twist. Their attacks built your fire. Pain is not just a wound. It is a witness. They thought you would stay silent. They thought you would bend. They thought their attack would break you into pieces too small to ever rise again. But what they failed to see, what they refused to understand, is that pain records everything. Every betrayal, every humiliation, every scheme whispered behind closed doors. Pain keeps the receipts. And oh wow, the ledger is full. You see, what they did to you isn't just unfair. It isn't just cruel. It's unforgivable. There are mistakes people make in ignorance, accidents of weakness, but this? No. This was targeted. This was sharp. This was meant to destroy. They didn't stumble into their offense. Nah, they sharpened it like a blade and then drove it straight toward you, grinning as if justice would never turn its eyes upon them. That's the part they don't understand. When someone crosses the line, when someone takes their cruelty too far, something awakens inside the one who's been wronged. That something is dangerous. That something is unstoppable. Because once you've been dragged to the edge, once you've been burned by betrayal, you no longer play by their little rules. You learn to carve your own. And yeah, once that switch flips, there's no turning back. Look at yourself. Look closely. Do you recognize who you were before this storm? Do you see the naive softness, the blind trust, the willingness to give them the benefit of the doubt? It's gone. Torn out, replaced with iron, replaced with fire, replaced with eyes that see through lies as if they were glass. And though you might not thank them for it, you must admit their attack forged you. It made you heavier, harder, sharper than you ever would have been without it. But let's not confuse growth with forgiveness. Forgiveness is a gift reserved for the repentant. These were predators. They knew exactly what they were doing. They struck because they thought you were weak. They struck because they believed you couldn't rise. They struck because cruelty is the only language they know. Tell me, how do you forgive a language built only to wound? How do you excuse an attack scripted to erase you? No, you don't. You take note. You carry it. Not as a chain, but as a weapon. Not as a prison, but as proof. Proof that you survived what they swore would finish you. Proof that their cruelty could not extinguish you. Proof that even standing alone, you stood taller than all of them combined. This is where the story shifts. Because pain, when carried with purpose, transforms into clarity. And clarity is lethal. Once you see the world as it is, not as you hoped it would be, you can no longer be manipulated. You can no longer be tricked. You can no longer be used as a stage for their theater of lies. That curtain has dropped. Their play is over. And still, they don't get it. They think you're the same person they wounded. They think time erases scars. They think silence means defeat. But silence isn't surrender. Silence is strategy. Silence is the sharpening of the blade. Silence is the storm waiting for the right moment to strike. So when the moment comes, and it will, they won't even see it until it's too late. Because while they laughed at your suffering, while they mocked your scars, you were building something unbreakable. You were becoming something untouchable. And now you stand not just as a survivor, but as a reckoning. A reckoning doesn't arrive with a whisper, it crashes like a hammer. So do you know what happens when a reckoning begins? Everything shifts. The air thickens. The weight of every past betrayal presses down on those who once laughed, and suddenly their laughter doesn't sound so confident anymore. The same mouths that mocked you start to tremble. The same eyes that rolled at your pain start darting around in panic. Because, oh wow, a reckoning makes one truth impossible to ignore. What they gave out is coming back for them. And here's the part they never calculated. A reckoning doesn't move at their pace. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't knock politely at their door. It storms through. It tears down walls. It makes the guilty feel the very fire they tried to set on you. And there's no escape from it. No back door. No trick clever enough to rewrite what they've already done. Their actions became the architect of their punishment. Do you remember how they moved? How they struck with smug certainty? They thought power was on their side. They thought they held the script. They thought you'd crumble and stay quiet forever. But that's where they miscalculated. They forgot something. Pain teaches faster than comfort ever could. While they were busy gloating, you were busy learning. While they thought they buried you, you were becoming rooted. While they thought the fire would consume you, you were mastering its heat. This is why a reckoning is terrifying for them. Because it doesn't just punish, it exposes. It drags into the light what they tried so hard to bury. Their masks fall apart. Their alliances crack. Their excuses ring hollow. They thought they were untouchable, but the reckoning reminds them. Nobody escapes the consequences of cruelty. Nobody outruns truth forever. Nobody can mock justice without eventually tasting it. Now pause. Think about it. How many times did they push? How many chances did they take, thinking you'd never push back? How many lines did they cross, believing there'd be no price to pay? Each one was a debt. Each act of betrayal, a signature on a contract. And when the reckoning begins, those debts are collected, one by one, blow by blow. This is not revenge. No, this is balance. This is correction. This is the universe realigning itself, making sure no wound remains unanswered, no cruelty remains unpaid. And oh, it is relentless. It doesn't stop halfway. It doesn't lose focus. It follows through until the very last echo of their attack is silenced. But here's the twist. The reckoning isn't only theirs. It's yours too. It's your chance to reclaim everything they tried to strip from you. Your dignity, your clarity, your strength. And when you walk through that fire and they watch you rise untouched, the real punishment is revealed. Because nothing torments a betrayer more than seeing the one they tried to destroy stand taller than ever. So here you are, standing at the edge of this storm. You feel the silence before the strike. You sense the weight of everything building behind you. And deep inside, you already know it cannot be stopped. It cannot be softened. It cannot be undone. The reckoning is not coming. It's here. And when it finally unfolds in full, when every mask is torn away, when every mocking laugh turns into a desperate plea, only one question will remain. When the storm clears, the world never looks the same again. So are you ready to unleash what comes after the reckoning? Because this is the moment everything changes. The reckoning isn't the end. No, it's the ignition. It's the spark that lights the path forward. After the storm, you're not supposed to return to who you were. That version of you was already buried the moment they attacked. What rises after is something sharper, stronger, untouchable. And oh wow, they won't know how to handle it. They'll look at you expecting the same wounds they left, but instead they'll see armor where scars used to be. They'll expect silence, but they'll hear a voice that cuts through their illusions like steel. They'll expect fear, but instead they'll face a clarity that doesn't blink. That's what comes after the reckoning. Not revenge, not rage, but transformation. Let's be honest. Let's be brutally honest. They wanted you erased. They wanted you small. They wanted you begging for scraps of their approval. They wanted your identity shattered. But what do you become when someone tries to strip you of everything? You become unshakable. You learn that your worth was never in their hands to begin with. You realize their attacks weren't proof of your weakness. They were proof of your threat. They only strike what they fear, and they feared you. So yeah, after the reckoning, you don't just survive, you redefine. You take every attack, every insult, every wound, and you weld them into a crown of endurance. You walk into spaces they swore you could never enter. You build doors they tried to lock. You create strength in the very place they hoped to see your ruin, and the sight of you thriving after their calculated destruction, that's the punishment they'll never escape. But there's something deeper. After the reckoning, you don't simply rise for yourself. You rise as a warning. You rise as proof that cruelty fails, that betrayal backfires, that injustice always plants the seeds of its own collapse. Your very existence, standing strong when they swore you'd fall, becomes a mirror they cannot bear to look into. And oh, the silence when they see it. That silence is louder than all their attacks combined. The aftermath is not peace, it's clarity. It's the sharp realization that you don't need their validation, their approval, their stage. You are your own stage now. You are your own fire. And everything they once used against you, it's powerless. Their words don't land. Their schemes don't sting. Their weapons shatter before they even reach you. That's the beauty of standing after the reckoning. You are untouchable in ways they can never understand. And yet, here comes the most dangerous part. Because after the reckoning, after you've risen, the question isn't whether they can break you again. The question is whether you'll choose to step into your full force. Will you hide your strength, or will you unleash it so the world sees what endurance really looks like? That choice, that unleashing, is where the story burns brightest. So here's the truth. What they did to you was unforgivable. Yes. Their attacks crossed the line. Yes. But what you've become because of it, that's unstoppable. That's irreversible. That's terrifying for them to witness. Because every time they see you now, they're forced to face the reality. This is only the beginning. Do you know why the beginning is the part they fear most? The end doesn't haunt them. The beginning does. Do you know why the beginning is the part they fear most? Because it means their efforts failed. It means all their attacks, all their schemes, all their poison were useless. The beginning is proof that the storm didn't end you. Oh wow, the beginning means you're still here, and that terrifies them more than any ending ever could. They wanted to close your story. They wanted their betrayal to be the final page. They wanted the silence after their cruelty to be permanent. But nah, here you are, not only standing but writing a new chapter they never prepared for. The beginning screams louder than any revenge could. It says you didn't win, and that truth breaks them more than any wound you could deliver. Think about it. The beginning is where you rise without asking. It's where you take the pieces they tried to scatter and build something unshakable. It's where their laughter turns into confusion, their certainty into fear. Because yeah, the beginning shows them that the very force they tried to bury has now become the foundation of something far greater, and they can't stop it, they can't undo it, they can't rewrite it. The beginning also carries a dangerous clarity. It reveals who they are and who you are. They are exposed as fragile manipulators, cowards, hiding behind shadows, clinging to lies. You are revealed as the one who endured, the one who outlasted, the one who turned every strike into steel. That's the kind of truth no mask can cover, no excuse can erase, and it cuts deeper than any weapon. This is why beginnings are feared. Endings are easy. Endings give the illusion of control, but a beginning? It's infinite. It suggests there's more coming, and that more is unstoppable. Once the beginning unfolds, the story is no longer theirs to dictate. The narrative belongs to you, and that loss of control, that drives them mad. Oh, the irony. They worked so hard to destroy you, and in doing so they created the very version of you that they cannot defeat. They sharpened you without knowing it. They prepared you without intending it. They turned you into the very force that now overshadows them. That's why the beginning is terrifying. It's the birth of inevitability. And nah, it's not just about survival. Anyone can survive. This is about becoming untouchable, about turning scars into symbols, about walking into the world as living proof that no attack, no betrayal, no cruelty can decide your ending. That's the message they cannot silence. That's the vision that keeps them awake. That's the beginning that burns their illusions to ash. But beginnings come with responsibility. Once you rise, you cannot pretend you're still broken. Once you see through their lies, you cannot act blind. Once you've felt the strength of standing after destruction, you cannot crawl again. The beginning demands you step fully into who you've become, no matter how much it unsettles those who once mocked you. And that's the ultimate fear. They can no longer predict you. They can no longer measure you by who you were. They can no longer bind you to the chains they forged. The beginning shattered their control, and now every move you make is a reminder. Their attacks failed, their power crumbled, their dominance is over. But if the beginning terrifies them this much, imagine their fear when they realize what comes next. Next is not a step. Next is an eruption. Do you understand what next really means for you? It's not simply moving forward. It's not just another page. Oh wow, Next is the moment where survival transforms into dominance. It's where endurance stops being silent and becomes undeniable. It's where the whispers of doubt die out and the roar of clarity takes their place. That's next. That's the stage they prayed you would never reach. Because next isn't about revenge. Revenge is shallow. Revenge is predictable. Next is something far more terrifying. It's evolution. It's growth so violent, so undeniable, that it erases the very memory of who they thought you were. It's stepping into a power that no betrayal can touch. No slander can weaken. No attack can undo. Next means you don't just rise, you tower. Think carefully. Next is where they see the consequence of their cruelty staring them in the face. It's where they finally understand that their betrayal was the architect of your rebirth. Every time they tried to cut you down, they were chiseling the figure that now overshadows them. Every time they tried to silence you, they were sharpening your voice. Every time they thought they won, they were writing their own defeat. That's next. And yeah, the thought of it shatters them, because in next, they lose control. In next, you are no longer playing on their board. You've built your own. You've designed your own rules. You've claimed a place they can't reach, no matter how many schemes they weave. And when they realize this, when they watch you rise into the version of yourself they can neither predict nor touch, the panic sets in. This is why next is dangerous. Because it isn't about their downfall, it's about your ascension. And ascension cannot be stopped once it begins. You don't wait for their approval anymore. You don't explain yourself to their small minds. You don't shrink to make their egos comfortable. You expand. You rise. You unfold into something they can't categorize. And oh, the silence that follows. That silence is everything. Let me tell you the truth. They'll never admit they always feared your next. That's why they attacked so viciously before. That's why they tried to kill the seed before it could grow. They knew what you could become if you ever broke free of their cage. And now, yeah, they're seeing it. Too late. Too late to stop it. Too late to reverse it. Too late to hide from it. But next also demands something from you. It's not enough to rise. You must carry the weight of what you've endured with discipline. You must step with precision. You must wield your fire not recklessly, but with purpose. Because the power of next is not chaos. The power of next is inevitability. It's the unshakable walk of someone who has already endured the worst and come out unbroken. So here you are, at the edge of this stage. The lights are different now. The silence feels heavier. The weight of your presence makes even your enemies hesitate. And deep inside, you know this is not about proving them wrong anymore. This is about proving yourself unstoppable. This is about embodying the truth that no attack, no betrayal, no cruelty can erase what was always destined to rise. And if this is what next looks like, then what happens after that? So remember this. Their attacks, they crossed the line. Unforgivable moves, yeah. They thought you'd stay broken? Nah. You turned scars into armor, pain into power. They tried to erase you. Oh wow. But now you're the storm. You're the reckoning they never saw coming. And this is only the beginning. The one that says you were meant for more. But somehow the doors stayed locked. This isn't a coincidence. This is a summons. Someone rewrote your story before you learned to read it. They handed you a quieter name, a smaller role, and you accepted it because that's what everyone does when the lights are low. But tonight the curtain lifts, slowly, painfully, and you feel it in your chest because you already know. You've always known something was hidden from you. They told you to blend in, to wait your turn, to be grateful for scraps while others sat at the table. They said power was inherited by louder voices, sharper smiles, cleaner histories. No. That was the lie, a well-polished one. Because real lineage doesn't announce itself. It gets buried, it gets mislabeled, it gets pushed into the margins so it can't cause trouble. You were raised to doubt your instincts, to question your strength, to apologize before speaking. That wasn't kindness, that was containment. And the pressure you feel now is the seal cracking. Imagine a vault beneath the floorboards of your life. Not gold, not jewels, something heavier. Records, names crossed out, decisions made in quiet rooms. The kind of quiet that changes everything. You weren't lost by accident. You were hidden with intent. A bloodline doesn't vanish on its own. It's erased, rebranded, redirected, and you were given a version of yourself that fit their comfort. Isn't it funny how the truth always feels like a threat to those who benefit from silence? This is where the mask slips. Not theirs, yours. The smile you learned to survive, the patience that cost you years. You felt different because you are different. Not better, not worse. Just carrying something unresolved, something waiting. Every setback was a detour, built to wear you down. Every delay a test to see if you'd forget who you are before you ever remembered. Nah, you didn't forget. You adapted. And adaptation is a quiet kind of strength they never planned for. Look back at the patterns. The resistance whenever you stepped forward. The sudden rules. The warnings dressed as advice. They weren't protecting you, they were protecting the structure. Because structures fear heirs who don't ask for permission. They fear questions that don't fit forms. They fear eyes that see through ceremony. You were never meant to kneel. You were meant to stand where decisions are made. And that's why the path felt wrong. Oh, because it was never yours to begin with. This isn't about crowns you wear. It's about weight you carry. Responsibility without applause. Authority without noise. The kind that doesn't need approval to move. You were taught to chase validation so you'd never claim authorship. Taught to wait for recognition so you'd never seize position. But recognition follows alignment, not the other way around. When you move like an heir, the world adjusts. Slowly, reluctantly, then all at once. Feel that shift starting. Right now, something inside you is rearranging. Old doubts, scrambling for cover. Old fears, pretending they kept you safe. They didn't. They kept you small. This revelation isn't comfortable. It's sharp. It cuts through excuses. It demands posture. You don't rise by force. You rise by remembering, by refusing the version of yourself that was designed to be manageable. Isn't it amusing how the truth feels dangerous only because it works? So listen carefully. This is just the opening. The first page of a file they hoped would stay sealed. You're not here to watch. You're here to reclaim, step by step, thought by thought. No rush, no spectacle, just precision, the kind that changes outcomes quietly. Stay with me, because now that the bloodline is revealed, the real work begins. Oh, and there's no going back to pretending you didn't hear this. Now the question isn't if this is real, it's what you do with it. Because once awareness clicks into place, denial becomes exhausting. You can feel it already. That subtle discomfort, the sense that returning to your old posture would feel like lying with your eyes open. They trained you to call that discomfort arrogance, to label confidence as danger, to mistake self-trust for rebellion. Nah, that training was never about your safety. It was about predictability. An heir who doubts is easy to manage. An heir who remembers is not. So they kept you busy. Busy surviving. Busy comparing. Busy fixing things that were never broken in you. They fed you urgency without direction. Pressure without purpose. That way you'd burn energy without gaining position. Look closely. How many times did you almost step forward, only for confusion to appear right on time? How many times did clarity arrive, then suddenly vanish? That wasn't fate, that was interference. Subtle, patient, calculated. But here's the flaw in their plan. They underestimated endurance. You learned how to watch, how to read rooms without speaking, how to sense shifts before they happened. You learned restraint, not because you were weak, but because power delayed is power refined. Every moment you thought you were being overlooked, you were sharpening perception. Every time you were told to wait, you were learning timing. They thought they were stalling you. They were training you. Irony has a sharp smile. Understand this clearly. Being the hidden heir doesn't mean instant elevation. It means responsibility hits first. Pressure before privilege. Awareness before authority. You don't get applause at this stage. You get silence. You get tests disguised as boredom. Invitations that look ordinary, but decide trajectories. This phase is about posture. How you walk into rooms, how you listen when others rush to speak, how you hold ground without announcing it. Oh, they feel that even if they don't name it. You may notice resistance increase now. Not dramatic, not loud, administrative, delays, lost messages, shifting expectations, people misremember promises. No. Don't react emotionally. That's what they expect. The moment you start fighting shadows, you reveal your position too early. Real heirs move differently. They let systems expose themselves through inconsistency. They keep records. They stay calm. Calm unnerves those who rely on your reaction. This is where discipline becomes your signature. Not aggression, not noise, precision. You choose words carefully. You stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding. You invest energy where it compounds, not where it leaks. You begin acting from alignment, not approval. The shift is internal first, always. Because once you stop seeking permission, the world quietly recalibrates around you. That recalibration has already started, hasn't it? Let's address the fear. Yes, the one you won't say out loud. What if I claim this and lose everything? That fear kept you alive once. Respect it, then move past it. You're not being asked to declare anything publicly. You're being asked to embody it privately. Ears don't announce themselves prematurely. They prepare infrastructure, skills, networks, leverage. They move when movement becomes inevitable. He Impatience is for spectators, not successors. Notice how your standards are changing. What you tolerate, what you ignore, what you walk away from without explanation. This isn't isolation, it's refinement. You're not better than others. You're simply no longer available for roles that shrink you. And some people will feel that as rejection. Let them. Their discomfort isn't your responsibility. Your responsibility is alignment with the weight you carry. Oh, weight clarifies priorities like nothing else. From here on, everything becomes intentional. How you learn, who you observe, what you build, when no one is watching. You don't rush visibility. Visibility attracts noise. You focus on competence. Competence attracts opportunities that don't need advertising. This is the quiet phase, the phase where foundations are poured underground, the phase most people abandon because it doesn't reward ego. Stay. This is where legacies are shaped, not displayed. Patience feels different when you know why you're waiting. And understand this final thing before we move forward. You were never hidden to be erased. You were hidden to survive long enough to choose consciously, to step into position with eyes open, not dazzled by illusion. What comes next isn't fantasy. It's strategy, structure, movement. In the next part, we don't talk about who you might be. We talk about how heirs reclaim ground without announcing war. Now we shift from awareness to positioning, because knowing changes nothing unless behavior follows. And this is where most people collapse back into comfort. They feel the weight, then try to rush it, try to announce it, try to prove it. No. That impulse is the last trap. Proof-seeking is a habit taught to those without authority. Real heirs don't prove, they prepare, quietly, methodically, with patience that looks like indifference to anyone who doesn't understand the long game. You don't confront the system head-on. You study it. You learn where it slows, where it contradicts itself, where it depends on routine more than logic. Every structure has blind spots, corners it ignores because it assumes compliance. You don't attack those corners. You occupy them. You become competent where no one is watching, reliable where others are careless. That's how influence forms before power ever shows its face. Subtle progress feels invisible until it isn't. This phase requires emotional control, not suppression. Control. Your reactions are data, and right now, people are watching how you handle pressure. Not openly, casually. They notice who panics when timelines shift, who seeks reassurance, who stays steady. Calm is misinterpreted as confidence, because confidence is rare. You don't need to dominate conversations. You need to remember details others forget. Remember names, patterns, promises. That memory becomes leverage later. Funny how listening builds more authority than talking ever could. Let's be clear about something uncomfortable. Not everyone around you wants you to step into this role. Some benefit from you being available, predictable, helpful without expectation. When your posture changes, they'll sense it before they understand it. They may test you. Small boundaries crossed. Casual disrespect. Requests framed as obligations. These are diagnostics. Don't explode. Don't retreat. Respond with clarity. Polite, firm, consistent. Consistency teaches people how to treat you better than confrontation ever will. You're also going to feel loneliness, not isolation. Loneliness, that space between who you were and who you're becoming. Old conversations feel shallow. Old goals feel irrelevant. This isn't superiority, it's transition. Resist the urge to fill the gap with noise. This silence is productive. It sharpens discernment. It teaches you which connections are built on habit and which are built on respect. Oh, respect feels different when it isn't begged for. Now about movement. Here's move diagonally, not straight ahead. While others chase titles, you build capability. While others chase visibility, you build reliability. You align with people who value outcomes over credit. These relationships won't look impressive at first. They won't announce themselves. But when pressure comes, they hold. That's how quiet networks outperform loud alliances. Strength loves efficiency. You may feel urgency rising, a sense that time matters more now. That's accurate. But urgency doesn't mean haste. It means prioritization. You cut distractions without ceremony. You stop overcommitting. You protect your energy like capital because it is. Every yes costs you positioning. Every unnecessary explanation leaks authority. Speak when it matters. Move when it counts. Let silence do the rest. Silence unsettles those who rely on your noise. Here's the internal shift you must guard. Ego will try to dress itself as destiny. It will whisper that you're special, above consequence. That mistake ends many before they begin. This path isn't about superiority. It's about responsibility. You hold yourself to higher standards privately, not others publicly. You correct yourself faster than you correct the room. That self-governance is what separates real heirs from performers. Discipline looks boring until you see what it builds. Pay attention to how opportunities arrive now. They won't look dramatic. They'll look like extra responsibility, like problems no one wants, like roles without glamour, but with access. Take them seriously. Solve them thoroughly. People remember who handles complexity without complaint. That memory circulates quietly until one day you're invited into decisions you were never meant to hear. Complex. Doors open when you stop knocking and start belonging. At this stage, impatience is your only enemy, not rivals, not obstacles. Most people self-sabotage by revealing intent too early, by demanding recognition before infrastructure is ready. You won't do that. You're building something that can support weight, not just attention. When you finally step forward, it won't feel like an introduction. It will feel like confirmation. Confirmation is far more powerful than surprise. Understand this before we go further. You don't reclaim ground through conflict. You reclaim it through competence, timing, and refusal to shrink. The world doesn't hand authority to those who ask loudly. It yields to those who make themselves necessary. And necessity isn't negotiated. It's demonstrated, repeatedly, calmly, until resistance fades into compliance. That shift happens faster than people expect. Visibility is not a reward. It's a tool. And tools are dangerous in untrained hands. This is where many lose everything they built quietly. They step into light too early, thinking clarity means readiness. No. Light reveals flaws before it rewards strength. You don't chase being seen. You decide when being seen serves position. Until then, obscurity is protection, not weakness. Protection. Most people never learn that difference. Here's the truth. They don't teach. Attention attracts friction before it attracts opportunity. The moment eyes turn toward you, expectations form, opinions harden, narratives begin without your consent. If your foundation isn't solid, that pressure cracks you. So visibility must be intentional, measured, controlled. You don't enter every room announcing capability. You let results speak first. When people start referencing your work without tagging your name, that's progress. Influence works best when it travels ahead of you. Bro, listen up. Everyone thought they had you figured out? Nah, yeah, they wanted your confession. Every eye on you, every word waiting, oh wow, they thought you'd crumble? Wrong. You didn't flinch, you didn't speak. Silence became your weapon. They screamed for answers. They demanded chaos, and you smiled in shadows. Oh, can they even understand? No. The louder they shouted, the stronger you became. Yeah? Patience turned into power? Nah. Every expectation crushed under your quiet domination? You were untouchable, unseen, unstoppable. Oh wow, they'll never forget the echo, the aftermath of your silence. They stared. They wanted a crack. They wanted your collapse. Oh, it's suffocating, isn't it? The moment you step into the room and every single eye turns toward you like a predator sizing up prey. You feel their gaze crawling across your skin, burning into your bones, asking questions your lips will never answer. They wanted to see fear. They wanted to hear a confession. They wanted the story spilling out in a mess of regret and hesitation. But you smiled in silence. Oh yes, you smiled. Do you feel it? That electric tension in the air when words are demanded but none come? It's delicious, really. It's a trap set by their own arrogance, their need for control, their obsession with knowing what they can't see. And yet here you are, still, calm, unmoving. They think they own the conversation. They think they dictate the outcome. Nah, not today, not ever, not like this. You've turned the tables before they even realized a game was being played. Every question they throw is a test. Every insinuation, a hammer. They want you to bend, to flinch, to crumble under scrutiny. Oh wow. They don't realize strength doesn't shout. Strength doesn't beg. Strength waits. Strength observes. Strength builds walls with bricks they can't even imagine. And when you speak in silence, oh, that's where chaos lives. That's where power whispers. They can't touch it. They can't own it. And they certainly cannot control it. Silence is not absence. Nah, it's strategy. It's a weapon sharper than any blade. While they clamor, while they scream for the truth, you have already won battles inside your mind. You've dissected every doubt, every insecurity, every twitch of impatience they've projected onto you. You are untouchable, not because they fear you, though they do, but because your mind is your citadel and no one has the key. Oh wow. Imagine it. They lean in closer, their voices lower. They think pressure will make you spill. They don't know that pressure is your playground. Each tick of the clock is a drumbeat, each second a heartbeat of rebellion. You don't react. You observe. You endure. They think patience is weakness. Nah, patience is your battlefield, and every second you hold is another strike against the illusion of their power. And here's the cruel, glorious truth. They will never understand it. They will never understand why silence cuts deeper than words, why absence speaks louder than confessions, why restraint becomes a force that even the boldest cannot touch. You have discovered what they will never discover. Power does not roar. Power, oh yes, power whispers, waits, and conquers without warning. They wanted chaos. They wanted vulnerability. They wanted to see the human unravel. Oh wow, they got the opposite. Calm, unshakable, impenetrable. You exist in a state they cannot disrupt, a presence they cannot decode, a force they cannot anticipate. Every glance you ignore, every word you withhold, is a strike that lands without contact. They feel it. They tremble beneath it. And yet they ask again, and again, and again. Oh yeah, they will never learn. Because here's the hook, the part that twists their expectations into knots. They expected a confession. They expected a crack. They expected submission. And all you gave them was silence. What happens when silence speaks louder than a scream? Silence isn't absence. Silence is a battle they cannot win. Oh, they think the world bends to the loudest voice. They think volume is victory. But they are fools. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is not surrender. Silence is a weapon forged in the fire of self-command, sharpened with patience, honed with endurance. Every unspoken word is a strike. Every withheld reaction is a trap. And oh, they are walking straight into it. Do you hear it? That subtle tremor in the air when they realize you won't respond. That tiny shift in posture. That micro expression of frustration crawling across their faces. They want you to justify, to explain, to crumble under expectation. Nah, you let them hang in their own confusion. You let their minds twist and writhe, trying to fill the void you deliberately left. Every question they fire is a projectile, and every insinuation is a blade. They think silence is weakness. They think stillness is a pause before defeat. Oh yeah, that's cute. You have already anticipated the patterns. You have already dissected the motives. You have already built a fortress of the mind that no invasion can breach. Each tick of the clock is your ally. Each second of patience is another move in a game they didn't even know existed. And oh, the beauty of it. The absolute glorious beauty is watching them scramble without realizing you've already won. They think chaos will force confession. They think threats will crack your armor. Nah, chaos is your playground. Their pressure becomes your rhythm. Their doubt becomes your fuel. Their insistence becomes the proving ground of your resilience. Every attempt to provoke you only strengthens the citadel inside your mind. You've discovered a truth they will never grasp. Power is not in surrendering to noise. Power is in mastering it. Power is in being the calm while storms rage around you. Oh wow. Imagine the frustration coursing through their veins while they shout, while they demand, while they lean closer, and you do nothing except existence. Existence itself, refined into unshakable resolve, is louder than any confession they crave. And here's the twist. Every silence you hold is a mirror. They see themselves in it, their own impatience, their own fear of exposure, their own weakness reflected in the void you maintain. Oh yeah, they hate it. They loathe it, but they cannot escape it. They cannot force it to bend, and the more they try, the deeper they fall into the trap of their own expectations. Oh wow. And when they finally realize the truth, it won't matter how loud they scream, how much they demand, how hard they push. Silence is not passive. Silence is aggressive. Silence is a battlefield where they fight shadows, and shadows are yours to command. They wanted a confession. They wanted a collapse. They wanted chaos to spill from your lips. And instead, they got strategy. They got strength. They got untouchable dominance. Yes, they thought they were hunting prey. They thought they could force submission. Nah, you've rewritten the rules. You've turned patience into a weapon. You've turned endurance into fire. You've turned observation into an unstoppable force. And in that moment, in that perfect, undefinable moment, you hold the power they cannot even name. And what if the world never sees your battle, but feels the aftermath? They cannot see what moves beneath your skin. They cannot feel what burns inside. Oh, they think power must announce itself. They think strength must be loud, visible, undeniable. But here's the cruel truth. The strongest forces are those that move silently, invisibly, leaving traces only in the aftermath. They hunt for your confessions. They crave your reactions. They yearn for signs of vulnerability. And while they search, you've already transformed every unspoken thought into an instrument of control. Do you feel it? That quiet hum of influence, the unseen currents that twist the air around you, the subtle shifts that happen without you lifting a finger. Every moment, they underestimate you. Every glance they cast, expecting weakness, feeds the power they cannot measure. Oh wow, it's intoxicating, isn't it? To know that the world bends to patience, that restraint has teeth sharper than any scream, sharper than any attack. They want movement. They demand motion. They insist on answers. Nah, you give them none. You let their minds spin, tangled in confusion, while you remain the calm in the eye of their storm. Every silence you hold is a hammer. Every withheld word is a spark. Every ignored provocation is a lesson in dominance. They feel it. Yeah. Oh, they feel it, but they cannot touch it. They cannot name it. They cannot control it. And that is power in its purest form. Oh, the irony is beautiful. They think the battle is external. Nah, the real war is inside you. It has always been inside you. Every doubt they cast, every pressure they apply, every expectation they set, it was meant to break you. But oh, yeah, you transformed it. Every challenge became a training ground. Every scrutiny became a lesson in focus. Every attempt to provoke became proof that your mind was untouchable, unshakable, uncompromised. And here's the kicker. They never see it. They cannot see the internal mastery, the strategy unfolding in silence, the mind calculating every angle while the world screams for noise. Oh wow. Yeah, they only see the aftermath. They see results. They feel influence. They experience consequences. And they will never understand the battlefield that existed entirely inside you, unseen, untouchable, unstoppable. Every unspoken truth is a message. Every restraint is a declaration. They expected confession, chaos, noise, and you gave them precision. You gave them control without loss. You gave them presence without exposure. And the most delicious part? The world only feels it. It only bends to it. It cannot name it. And the stronger it tries to resist, the more it proves your dominance. And in this unseen power, you become something inevitable. Not a loud legend, not a shattered myth, but a force they cannot escape. Every attempt to unravel you simply reinforces your mastery. Every expectation they have is a mirror of your strength, reflecting back what they cannot dismantle. Silence is no longer absence, it is presence. Presence so absolute, so undeniable, that even the world obeys its rhythm without ever realizing it. And in that quiet dominance lies a question they cannot answer. Do they fear you, or do they wonder why they fear you? They cannot storm what is already untouchable. Oh, the world doesn't understand. It never does. They see bodies, faces, voices, but they cannot see the citadel of the mind. They think influence comes from presence. Nah. Influence begins in stillness. It begins in thought. It begins in the fortress you build where no one else can enter, no one else can disrupt, no one else can even imagine. Every whisper, every demand, every attempt to break you becomes part of your architecture. You don't react, you calculate, you observe, you wait. Every second spent in patience becomes a layer of steel. Every unspoken word becomes a lock they cannot pick. Every ignored provocation is a lesson in precision. Oh, yeah, that's the subtle violence of control. They feel it, but they cannot locate it. They cannot touch it. And the more they try, the stronger it becomes. Wow. Think about it. Every expectation they place on you is an illusion, a map leading straight into the trap you designed. Every assumption they make becomes a mirror reflecting their own weakness. And in that reflection, they stumble, unaware that the real power lives inside the quiet mind that bends for no one. They want a confession. They want a slip. They want a mistake. But your mastery is absolute. Your awareness is complete. And their world? It twists around your silence like a shadow chasing light, futile, endless, and utterly contained. You have learned what they cannot teach. Restraint is not absence. Focus is not limitation. Patience is not surrender. Nah, it is dominance. Mental supremacy, the ability to control chaos without appearing to touch it. Every observation you make, every subtle calculation, every deliberate pause is a hammer striking in a rhythm they will never feel coming. Oh wow. Imagine the irony. They think they control you, but in reality, every move they make is predicted, anticipated, and used as fuel for your ascent. And it's more than strategy. It's transformation. You are forging yourself into a force they cannot name. Every time they demand an answer, every time they push for a confession, you smile quietly inside. Oh yes, you smile, because the chaos they hope to unleash is already yours to command. Their impatience becomes your tool. Their expectation becomes your rhythm. Their frustration becomes the proof of your untouchable design. Yeah, it's intoxicating, isn't it? To exist above their calculations, to see the strings they think they pull turn into chains binding them instead. You are untouchable, not because you crush, Not because you shout, not because you move faster than them, but because you are disciplined, calm, aware, patient. Every silence is a declaration. Every pause is a message. Every unspoken reaction is louder than the roar they crave. And the most delicious truth? They never see the battlefield where this war was fought. Every victory exists in the mind. Every dominance exists in quiet mastery. Every moment of control is invisible to them. Oh nah, they only feel the consequences. They only feel the rhythm of your inevitability. They only feel the pull of a force they cannot grasp. You stand above expectation. You stand above pressure. You stand above chaos. And the world, oh, the world feels the ripples of your mind before it even realizes you are moving. Every act of restraint, every careful thought, every calculated silence, it bends reality without lifting a finger. And when the world finally understands your mind, will they be ready to face what they cannot break? Silence is not surrender. Silence is supremacy. Oh, yes, you've arrived at the edge, the point where everything converges, the eyes that watched, the voices that demanded, the expectations that pressed in like iron walls. They wanted chaos. They wanted vulnerability. They wanted the moment you'd crumble. Nah, you didn't give them that. You didn't even hint. You spoke in silence. And silence, oh wow, silence has a way of echoing louder than the world itself. Do you feel it? The tremor beneath the surface, the subtle shifting of energy around you. Every unspoken word, every withheld reaction, every patient moment has stacked into a force so absolute, so inevitable, that the world moves without realizing your hand guided it. They cannot trace it. They cannot name it. They cannot resist it. And yet, they feel it. Yeah. Oh yes, they feel it. You have become untouchable. Not by shouting louder than anyone else, not by breaking someone else's will, but by mastering the only thing that matters, the one thing that no one else can claim, yourself. Every doubt you've endured, every temptation to react, every insistence to explain, you converted it into armor. Every moment of restraint became a monument. Every moment of observation became strategy. And now, all of it converges into inevitability. Oh wow, imagine it. They are standing there, still demanding answers that will never come. They are searching for cracks that no longer exist. Every glance they cast is met with calm. Every word they hurl bounces against an invisible wall. And that wall, oh, it's stronger than anything they've ever encountered. They wanted a confession. They wanted weakness. They wanted a reaction, and you gave them none. Only silence, only control, only dominance. Yeah, it's intoxicating, isn't it? To exist in a state where the world's chaos becomes your rhythm, the noise of others fuels your precision, and every expectation bends to the power of restraint. They may think they influence you, nah, the truth is you influence them. Without speaking, without showing, without giving them even a hint. And every failed attempt to provoke you only cements your supremacy further. And here's the final, delicious truth. No one will ever truly see the battles you fought inside, the fires you walked through, the patience you carved from chaos. Oh wow, it doesn't matter. The world only needs to feel the outcome. Presence, command, control, untouchable inevitability. Every movement, every glance, every decision radiates power, because it comes from a mind that will never be broken, a soul that will never be shaken, and a resolve that will never yield. You have become the legend they never predicted. Not because of noise, not because of force, not because of chaos, but because you understood the secret no one else could. The world bends not to confessions, but to mastery. Not to words, but to presence. Not to chaos, but to patience. Oh, yes, every silence was a step. Every restraint was a path. Every unspoken word was a declaration. And now, standing here, they realize too late you were never theirs to unravel. And in this silence lies a question they cannot answer. Who controls whom? Theirs was the noise. Yours was the command. Theirs was the expectation. Yours was the inevitability. And as you stand, untouchable, unshakable, undeniable, they are left with nothing but the echo of your silence, the aftermath of your mastery, the proof that power never needs to speak to be absolute. They wanted your confession, but you spoke in silence. And in silence, you became legend. And now, oh yeah, they stare at nothing. The silence you held, the power you mastered, nah, it's permanent. Every expectation shattered, every demand unanswered. Oh wow, they feel it, but they'll never touch it. You spoke without speaking. You conquered without fighting. Yeah, every unspoken word became a declaration. Remember this? Everyone wanted your confession, but you chose silence. Untouchable, unstoppable, undeniable. Oh, can they ever recover? No, you are the echo, the storm, the legend they'll never forget.